Welcome. Thank you for joining. Get ready for the Modern Executive Podcast with Lorinda Buckingham. This is your ultimate go-to place to get empowerment, transformation, and leadership for your personal and professional success. Prepare to soar and usher in a brand new perspective on lifestyle and professional success as we dive into the inspiration and wisdom it takes to accomplish your dreams. Polish and perfect your methods as you discover your true potential. Let's take the journey of freedom, balance, and faith for success together. The journey starts now.
Well, hello and welcome to the Modern Executive Podcast. I am your host, Lorinda Buckingham, and I'm so glad that you tuned in today. We have a powerful show just for you on leadership, empowerment, and transformation. Each week, we give tips and tools and leadership resources to help people to grow and to go to the next level in their career, in their business, and in their personal lives as they endeavor to be the best leaders that they can be. One of the things I always share with people that personal growth is not the last resort, but it's the best resort. So when a person takes time to develop themselves as a leader, what they're doing is they're saying, I'm going to invest in me. I'm going to take time to invest in me. So I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and making sure that you can make the investment in you. Now, before we dive into today's lesson on empowerment and leadership, first I just want to say happy National Women's History Month. This is a month that is used to celebrate women of history who have made a powerful impact in our nation. And so I just want to commend all of the women out there that are listening, that are doing something positive, making a positive difference in their community, in their world, in their lives. And also for all the men out there who may know of a great woman. Maybe it's someone that you're married to or someone you know, or maybe it's someone you're related to. But let's just celebrate this month of the women that we know that have made powerful impact in this community and are doing that on a day-to-day basis. How many of you know that it's very important that we lift up and celebrate things that are great and good that are happening? And so this is a very good month, and I wanted to dive in this month to talk about a lot of different issues, not only that just affect maybe women's history, but also affect men as well, as we talk about our self-image and we talk about leadership. So we're going to get into that this month. We're going to talk a lot about how our leadership affects us and how we see ourselves, because the way we see ourselves also will in fact affect how we are in our careers, in our business, in our sales, how we grow our business. Our self-image and who we are plays a great role. So we're going to go into that a lot more this month. So you really want to keep tuning in and don't miss anything, because we're going to keep going forward. And if you do, be sure to go ahead and check us out on our website on lorindabuckingham.com/podcast, so you can get all of the previous lessons and all of the different things that we have talked about. Also, I want to share about some of the upcoming events that we have. This Saturday, I want to invite people to come out and support Delta Sigma Theta. They have a new program that they have been going on for a couple years called Code Red. It's a women empowerment event. I'll be at that event just sharing some tips and resources with women that are there. They're going to have a great panel of people who are going to talk about women empowerment and how they can build in their business and what is the next level. So if you're out there right now, you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area, be sure to look at our website to get more information on lorindabuckingham.com/events. You can get the information for the Delta Sigma Theta event that they're having here in Atlanta, Georgia. And again, I want to commend the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta for giving off this type of event to help women to build and to grow their businesses. Again, celebrating other women, pushing women up, giving from their hearts, giving from their souls, so that other people can come. And this event is free. This is a free event from 11 to 1 p.m. In Atlanta. And so if you're out there, it's not even going to affect your day. You know, you can just come and stop in for a couple of hours, get some good resources on how to build your business to go to the next level and continue to go on about your day. Also, I wanted to share everyone about another conference. It's called Make a Girl a Woman. conference. It's a new conference that's in this area, in Atlanta, Georgia area. I'll be helping out with that one as well, so you can come and see me there. And it's going to be a lot of powerful speakers, people in financial planning, doing all types of things. We're going to talk about workshops and how to build your confidence. We're going to talk about how to build a vision board. It's just going to be a wealth of information for girls on how they can transform from being a girl into a woman. So I just want to commend the IPY agency for putting on this type of event. And so it's in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, you can get this information on our website. And so I want to encourage people to go out this month. Go out this month, support these events as they go forth, and just make sure that you're doing everything that you can to push women up this month to grow as leaders. Also, next month, we have the NAACP Youth Empowerment Forum. I am blessed to be able to be a part of that. I'll be able one of the speakers there at the Youth Forum and with the NAACP. So we're going to be talking about how youth can be empowered in their finances, and we're going to talk about how they can improve their self-image as leaders. How many of you know out there that if you want to really see an increase in your wealth and see increase in your success, it has to deal a lot with your self-image. And that's why we're going to talk about that this month. But it has to deal a lot with your self-image, with your personal brand. I remember when I went to Tuskegee University, and it was my first time getting to college, and I was so excited to go to a HBCU. And when I was there, I remember going up to the hall, and there was these tables all along the little strip, and it was credit card companies. And these credit card companies were there, and it was like, hey, if you sign up for a credit card, you can get a free T-shirt and a free mug. And I'm like, oh, this would be great. I could pay this little $5 or $10 a month. And little did I know that that wasn't a good move financially. And so what we're doing with this event next month with the NAACP and other people who are a part of this is to help educate youth on how they can build their character and build their brand and what it is that they need to do so that they can be empowered and to not make some of the same mistakes that maybe some of us have made. So if you are in the Fayetteville, Georgia area and you are looking to get your team, get your youth involved with that, or you want to be involved with that, be sure to come out. Again, that is on April the 28th, 2018. You can find the information on our website as well. We'll have more details of that posted as the final schedule is placed out. So again, if you're out there, you can come on out. Again, thank you for all the supporters who give, people who subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to our newsletter and subscribe also to the podcast. You get freebies. You get a lot of freebies, a lot of information, so that way you don't miss out on what it is that we're doing, especially on a lot of the lessons and stuff that we have. We have great interviews that's going to start coming in, and we want you to be some of the first ones to get that. Um, Also, if you're interested in giving, you may do so on our website, and you could also do so directly with the podcast provider that you have. So we are on iTunes, Google Play, Podbeam, and also on our website. So we're going to go ahead and get started to talk about this month on the National Women's History Month. And we're going to talk about some very powerful tips and tools in leadership. So if you are jogging, if you're riding in your car, maybe you're listening to this right now at work and you have your headphones on and you want to listen and get empowered throughout your day, then I really encourage you to really take this in and then see how you can use this through your week. Not just for entertainment, but also for empowerment, to see it for yourself, to see how can I use this at my job? How can I use this in my own business? And I want to talk about our value. I want to talk about our value. I want to start this month talking about our value, our self image, how we look at ourselves and our value, because our value goes a long way. Because the way we value ourselves is the way other people will value us. Okay. And then also, our value is sometimes based upon what other people have placed on us. So, some of us that are listening right now may have issues with being able to really properly identify how good you are, or how great you are, or how what is my value, because maybe there were other people around that were negative, or that said things about you, or said things regarding you, or they placed their negativity on you. So it had put a lid on your leadership, a lid on your self-image or your self-value. And when that begins to happen, it can affect how we are in our everyday lives. We will begin to see some of those limitations begin to manifest in our lives, and it'll look something like a promotion that we wanted to go after, but we didn't do it. Or maybe it's a relationship, relationship after relationship after relationship that doesn't work out, and we don't understand why. Or maybe it's a business that isn't getting the right amount of sales. It's not growing the way we would like it to grow. Or we don't know how to really price our services so that people will buy from us. What exactly is it that we're missing? And a lot of times these issues fall into our value. They fall into our value as leaders. And so when a person takes time to grow personally in their personal development and their leadership development, what they're doing is they're saying, I have value on myself. I'm valuing myself enough to develop myself, to put forth the effort into developing myself so that I could raise the lid of my potential, raise the lid of my leadership, go higher, do more so that I can experience this type of success that I desire. Does that make sense? So, whenever we go out and we develop ourselves, we're taking that time to raise the lid of our leadership, to increase how we feel about ourselves and our value. We're saying to ourselves, to the world, to people that are buying from us, from people who are growing with us, to our bosses, to our significant others, that, hey, I'm a person of value. And not only am I a person of value, but I want you to value me as well. I want you to take me seriously and take the value that I offer to you in a way that will have us to grow better together. And when you think about your value and what it is that you could bring to the table, you also begin to think about your boss's value and what you could do to bring value to the company, and what you could do to bring value or to your own company. What kind of value can you bring? You have this passion, you have this dream, you have this new invention, you have a burning desire to make a difference in the world. But to get from that place of it being an idea and a dream and actually becoming a manifestation, those are two different things. And a lot of times that has to deal with how you value yourself. See, when you value yourself, you're committed. You're saying, you know what, I'm going to go at this 110%. And so when you look at how you can grow, how you can build your value, it reminds me of the Maxwell method. One of the things that I love is the law of the mirror. And I don't know if anybody who has ever heard about the law of the mirror, but what it says is that a person must see value in themselves in order to add values to others. A person must be able to see value in themselves to add in themselves to add value to others. So you have to see yourself in that way so that you can add value to other people. So when it's the law of the mirror is just mainly as you see yourself. As you see yourself in the mirror, it makes me think of Michael Jackson, the man in the mirror. You begin to think about, who is this person I'm looking at? What is this man that I'm looking at? And sometimes there's some of us right now that's listening that may need to just take a break and actually go in the mirror and look and ask that question. Ask that question, who am I? Because in order to really know who you are, or get other people to know who you are, you got to first start with yourself. If you really want to see the elevation, the growth, the promotion, the manifestation requires a level of preparation. I usually tell a lot of people that whenever we are going out into the world, they always want to ask me about business and, how can I develop as a leader, and what they need to do with their branding and marketing and things like that. And I tell them I believe that marketing is to an audience. I believe that branding is about message management. It's about more to me about message management. It's more about reputation. It's more about what are you communicating to your audience. And so when you are a business owner or if you're a person that's an executive, you want to try to manage the message, the branding of your personal brand. And in order to do that, you must know what your strengths and weaknesses are as a leader. You have to know what your strengths and weaknesses are in your brand. And then what you do is you begin to leverage your strengths and develop your strengths. You identify the weaknesses and you ask yourself that question that's like, is this weakness going to help me or hurt me? Is it going to hurt me from being able to be successful? And if the answer is yes, then you have to have more development. But when a person is really clear on the person they are in the mirror, they know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, they're adding value. They can leverage those strengths and weaknesses in a very targeted and focused way. So that way they can have success in their career, have success in their business. I tell people all the time, one of these biggest things, especially as we talk about value and self image and really dig into this month, is that it's not about whether or not you're a size 6 or a 26 or whether you're short or tall or whether you have a head full of hair or bald headed. It isn't about that. It isn't whether you're handsome or you're pretty. Pretty doesn't get everything that you need to have done. It's about being polished and about being prepared. It's about being polished and prepared. And so, no matter who you are, no matter what you may think that you look like or what you may feel that you are in comparison to everyone else, when you begin to polish or develop your skill, when you begin to develop the person that is in the mirror, you can leverage your skill and who you are for your targeted area so that people will begin to be attracted to you and want to work with you and build with you and grow with you. You grow in the relationships and marriages, you grow in your career and promotions, and you grow in your business. And this other part of it that I really enjoy is that when you really know your strengths and your weaknesses, when you know the person that is in the mirror, then everything that you do become more authentic. It becomes more fluid. Yes? It becomes more fluid. It becomes more of you. It becomes more real because then you're not trying to be like the next person. You're not trying to be like the other person that's down the hall that is trying to go after the same promotion. What you're doing is you're focusing on your strengths. You're focusing on your abilities and you're focusing on your message and you're leveraging that and spending your time doing that. And when a person does that, they save a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money. A lot of times I have small business owners that come through my coaching program, and they're just starting off. They have great ideas, and they want to do all so many different things, but the amazement that they have when they start to identify their strengths and weaknesses, or when they really start to identify a target audience and really narrow things down, the success that they have is immeasurable. Because what they also begin to do is that they begin to save themselves time and money doing things that isn't positive for them. It's a difference when you know your strengths and weaknesses, and then you go to someone who does a website and say, "Hey, these are my strengths and weaknesses. I want you to make my website to reflect this." Oh, I want you to make my logo to communicate this. I want you to create my packaging. Come on. I want you to create my packaging. I want you to create it to communicate this. Because you're not interested in talking to everyone. You're not If you're going for a promotion, you're not trying to talk to the company down the street to get to promotion. You're trying to get the promotion in your company. If you are building a business, you're not trying to talk to everybody about your business. You're just trying to talk to the people who will buy from you. So when you look at how to set up those targets, how do you see value in yourself, and how do you use that this month? How do you use that this week? How do you use that for the year? In leveraging that so that you can be the best that you can be. The more that you know your value, your strengths, your weaknesses, the more you know the man in the mirror. I should have got the theme song to it, but I don't know how to write, so I couldn't do that today. But the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, the more you know that, the more you can leverage it for your potential. It reminds me of a story I had of a woman who um, I knew who potentially could have been squashed. It could have been. done with. It could have been over with because of the negativity that she experienced. This person name is Madison, and well, we'll just call her Madison. How about that? And she went through a time where she was abused and had a lot of issues that were going on at home when she was a teenager. She was abused by her stepfather. It was her mother's second marriage. He was very abusive, physically, emotionally, and sexually. She lashed out and started to rebel. Her grades began to drop. She even tried to take her own life. It was a very difficult time. I remember this particular girl, and it just brought tears to my eyes because my heart just broke for her because she did not have anyone around to really support her the way that she needed to be supported. She was told that she was dumb, that she would never be anything, that she would never be successful, that she wasn't beautiful. So here it is, this person, their value has been placed on them because of the negativity and the brokenness and the abuse given by someone else. Now, I know there's some people that are listening right now, and either that person is you, like that you could relate to that story, or you know of someone, or maybe you've even heard of that through the grapevine. But when someone else has taken their hurt or hurt you or hurt someone that you know, and then that begins to identify who they are, and that sets in them who what they believe to be their value. So when they have their value placed in them, they have that value from that negativity, from the abuse, from the psychological abuse, it begins to show and reflect in other areas of their life. And then for her, it began to reflect. Her grades started to fall. She dropped out of school. She didn't get a chance to finish high school. She eventually did go back to school to finish her GED, and then she went into a nursing program. And this happened as a result of her one day saying that she was not going to allow for the negativity of one other person to dictate who she should be in her life. And she started to really commit to developing herself, to saying yes to herself, and really saying, I am worth it. I am worth more. I am not dumb. I am not ugly. I am not a person who can't be successful. I can be successful. And I'm not going to let my stepfather, I'm not going to let these other people stop me. I'm here to say to you today that if you have been told that you can't be anything, that you can't make it, that you can't get that promotion, that your career has plateaued, that you can't compete with other business owners because you're a woman or because you're a man or because you're too young or you're too old. Why are you starting a business and you're this age? When if you have any type of negativity that have gone before you, that is not your value. And I want to say to you that you can do it. Don't allow for the negativity of what other people have said or done to you in your life, in your past, or even now in your present to say what you can do in the future. You are a leader. You are a leader. You have what it takes. You have the goods. This is your season. And in this season, you will rise to be all and to do all that you have been called to do and to be, whether you are in the marketplace to add value in the marketplace or whether you're an entrepreneur to add value as an entrepreneur. See, our value is reflective upon how we see ourselves. And so this week and this month, I want each of you that's listening to take a close look in the mirror. The next time you go to the restroom and you washing your hands, I don't want you to just wash and just hurry up and leave. I want you to wash. But I want you to just take a look in the mirror and just look at yourself and ask yourself this question. How do you see your value? Do you see yourself as valuable as you really are? And if there's any inclination that you don't see yourself as the value that you are, as a high value individual, then that's going to be your sign to you that to take some time to continue to do some development, just like you're doing now, listening to this podcast, getting information on how you can grow, but continue to grow and continue to move forward so that you can have the best that you can have in your life. Now remember, I'm rooting for you. I know that you can do it. You can be the best leaders. You can operate in transformation and you can walk out empowered in every single area of your life. I'm looking forward to hearing your testimonies and stories about how you have been able to grow to be the best leader. Now, until next time, here's to your freedom, your balance, and your faith for success. Take care.
Thank you for joining Lorinda Buckingham. Join the tribe and the movement. Connect and follow Lorinda on social media. And be sure to subscribe today so you don't miss one thing that could change your lifestyle or professional success. For more amazing series and products, to book Lorinda for your next event, or to work with Lorinda, visit www.lorindabuckingham.com. So, now it's time to go out there and grab your dream and live the life you desire. Here's to your freedom, balance, and faith for success. Take care.